Well, you're looking at over $1 billion a year in gold coming out of the ground here.
Having a gold mine in a regional area that has an agriculture heart is going to be interesting.
I can't wait. We can't wait. The more population come, the more prosperity will come.
It's a busy morning at the Katanning sale yards. The town in Western Australia's south is one of the state's oldest and most productive farming regions. For producers south of Perth, it's the heart of the sheep trade. In 2024, the industry took a hit with the announcement of the ban on live sheep exports in 2028. But it's bouncing back.
2 years ago, it was very ordinary because of the live sheep ban. A lot of people got out of sheep. And supply and demand, the market was terrible. But in the last 12 to 18 months, it's slowly picked up to now it is in a very good position.
Rod Bushell has managed the sale yard for over a decade.
18 months ago, I wouldn't have said that, but the people that have stayed in sheep are, very buoyant.
Industry built in tandem has helped them along.
For the last 30 or 40 years, the big abattoir that opened up here, that's been a backbone of Katanning. Still, agriculture is the main industry. And this, of course, this sale yard helps. We get a big turnout for 2 days of the year just to be here at the sale yards.
But Rod Bushell remembers the trepidation when the abattoir came to town.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of upheaval. People, a bit of fear of the unknown, didn't know what was going to happen, but it's been all positive ever since we've had it. And we've had a lot of ethnic groups come to town that have worked in the abattoirs. So it's added a new concept to Katanning anyway.
Now Katanning is preparing for the return of an old industry, bringing new opportunities and new challenges. Just outside of town, the long-dormant Katanning Gold Project is preparing to reopen.
Oh, look, I think that's positive. Any country town, so many of them are shrinking. If we can get a new industry like that and keep the town growing, it keeps all the local industries and shops and whatever all growing, I think it's, very positive.
The mine has sat dormant for almost 3 decades after low gold prices forced it to close in the late 90s. But demand for the commodity and new ownership have seen it revived.
But then also as we move to the northeast, along this shear zone here, where you can sort of see work being done, that's currently being drilled at the moment, and that's early stage. So that's genesis of making a discovery, or what we hope will be a discovery.
Australian company Ausgold bought into the mine in 2010.
That's up to 100 kilometres.
John Dorwood is the group's executive chairman.
We've got this patch of paradise down here where we control the prospective rocks. So the idea is to justify development of the Katanning Gold Project with what we have today, and then step out further and explore in more detail the areas around that surrounding exploration licence package.
The project is awaiting final financing and approval from the environmental regulators, expected later this year. But John is already eyeing off a $1 billion haul.
It's a 10-year mine life. We're mining approximately 140,000 ounces of gold per annum. That's the run rate. So at the current gold price, of around $6,000, you're looking at over $1 billion a year in gold coming out of the ground here.
So you anticipate $10 billion over 10 years?
It's I think a pretty good idea. I don't know what the gold price is going to do. Hopefully it continues to go up.
And there are already plans to expand.
Our ore body is open along strike and at depth, so that means that we haven't found the edges of the deposit yet, so there's more to be found. And the other aspect that's, I think, really unique to Ausgold is that we control a very large district of prospective rocks. A lot of it's early stage, but you build a central processing plant here at the Gold Project, and then that has a sort of a wide geographic area of influence that we can continue to look for more deposits.
How big is that area that you control?
That's 3,000 square kilometres. So what we have here is really the end product of some of the drilling that we've been doing, and this is diamond drill hole. This is diamond drill core. You can sort of see, so this is the barrel drilling and brings it out the rock from underground. You can see how deep this is marked. This is from 320 metres below surface.
But rebuilding the mine and getting the gold out of the earth will require hundreds of workers. And that's concerning some farmers in the region.
This is part of our original block, and our freshwater soak used to be just over the creek there where a lot of stock water used to come from.
Scott Newby and his family have been farming here for about 120 years.
Especially in a place like Katanning, that our ag support is all based in town there, so they're the same people with the same skills that the mining industry is going to want. So, and I certainly haven't got a mining budget to back me in our industry. Bang.
And in farming, waiting isn't an option.
We're an industry that requires repairs when it breaks, not 3 weeks later, because the window of opportunity for you doing's past. Buggered? Yeah. I mean, I even know one guy that's sort of seen the writing on the wall, and he's even sort of winding up his workshop now, just anticipating not being able to staff it, I guess.
And there are other concerns for the generational sheep and grain farmer, who worries the mine will degrade the environment as farming has.
So this was the first blocks that my dad and grandfather re-vegged in the mid-80s, so
how many decades of revegetation have you guys gone through?
Well, that's 4.
The Newby family have spent years revegetating large parcels of their farm to repair the damage caused by mass clearing for agriculture. An Ausgold survey found environmental issues ranging from chemical use to the mine's impact on flora and fauna were key concerns for the community.
I mean, I'm a conservationist, but I'm also a farmer in the same paddock, so I understand the balance between economics of business and environmental benefit or cost. Everyone's just got to be comfortable with the cost that's got to be paid and champion the solutions to those issues and those costs. And like I say, maybe we need to be just looking at 4 or 5 decades' time what the mine area could look like, and is that going to be that benefit going to be worth the short-term cost to the environmental impacts it's going to have.
Local conservationists are hoping they'll be consulted. Norman Flugie is a founding member of Katanning Landcare and sits on the local Land Conservation District Committee. He says Ausgold's operations will have an impact.
Look, I think we have probably 2 hero species that are important in terms of this development, and they are the Carnaby's cockatoo and the red-tailed phascogale, both of which will be significantly impacted.
He wants the mine owners to keep the environment top of mind.
Those impacts are very real on our soil and water resource, on our flora and fauna, and on the landscape as an amenity. So I guess we want to influence any decisions around the development of that mine to make sure those factors are considered and given their weight they deserve, so that they don't get marginalised or excluded from a commercial exercise.
In terms of habitat, etc., we will be looking at sort of offsets, partnering with local groups. We're actually partnering with a local landcare group about growing some stems for us as part, for seeding, for part of our rehabilitation. So we're already thinking about what the end game looks like for this when we're gone, and that would be, to leave the area in better shape than we found it.
He also believes the mine will improve access to local services.
So we are cognizant of that. I think our planning has been around that we will need to bring our workforce by and large from outside the district. Having said that, it's we can't rule anyone out. We have to treat applications on their merits. But I think we will be attracting businesses, and with the sort of the economic inputs that we require, I actually think that there will be opportunities for new businesses to start.
Morning. Hey, Mr. Wolf, how are you today?
An economic benefit is being welcomed by local businesses.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Eilat Maidi's cafe sits on the main street.
It will be a balance of choice. Yes, of prosperity of what the farmers have done, which is sheep, and oats, wheat, whatever it may be. On the other hand, the prospect of goals coming in. So it balances both ends. And then now comes the investors. Who's going to come in town to invest? Like, probably Kmart or any local shop that know that, yeah, there is a prosperity in how we can make this town much, much bigger.
Ausgold intends to employ about 350 people to rebuild the mine and maintain a workforce of about 250 once up and running, all to be housed in a workers' village being built just outside of town. ALAP sees each miner as a potential customer.
4 years ago, we have made and sold, and this is my trade record, that we have made and sold in 4 years 240,000 coffees. This is the population of 4,100. Imagine another 230 or 300 people comes to Katanning. I mean, I can't wait. We can't wait. The more population come, the more prosperity will come. The more business, will inject it to any town. So this is what it is.
For Shire President Christy DePrill, the new industry has been a long time coming.
This community's been talking about Ausgold for 40 years. So for our small business community, I guess their commitment to establishing their workers' accommodation on the edge of town gives people the confidence to invest into their businesses.
But the Shire wants Ausgold's investment in local infrastructure to match the scale of its operation.
Having a gold mine in a regional area that has an agriculture heart is going to be interesting and certainly bringing some new challenges and new opportunities. What we'd like to see is that, first of all, a long life, because obviously there's a fair amount of disruption to our community. We'd like to see this as a long-term project. Ideally, what we would like to see out of this is some of those, investment into infrastructure that will give us a long future.
If it all goes to plan, John Dorwood says the Katanning Gold Project could operate beyond its initial 10-year mine life, prolonging the economic benefit to the region.
I mean, I'm sitting here as a gold bull, so I do believe in the long-term prospects for gold. I think if you look at gold over the probably last 20 years or so, it's been a steady increase across the board. We think we're here probably for a lot longer than we're currently talking about, but that will be revealed as we go.
For those in the industry who helped build Katanning, the mine might just be a flash in the pan compared with their long contribution.
Oh, absolutely. I think the agricultural part of it will be here forever. Where the mine, I don't know what the lifespan of a mine is, but if it's 20, 30 years, Katanning will still be here because of the agricultural side of things.